Good morning. I'm having an early coffee break today because I got some very exciting news yesterday and then more this morning. Yesterday's news, oh boy, my beauty school instructor used to say, you don't need to go to college, Alan. You need to just stand behind the chair in the beauty shop and listen to your clients. They're going to teach you everything you need to know. And boy, was she right yesterday. We learned something from someone that even our own accountant couldn't teach me. No dummy necessarily, just I couldn't get it straight in my head about how to do this thing, and somebody cleared it up for me yesterday. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I guess that's why they give you one mouth and two ears, one to speak and two to listen twice as much. So thank you, Mrs. Conley, for all the great education you gave me through those years. And I've got more people coming to the beauty shop today, so I'll be listening. So, you know, it doesn't happen just in the beauty shop. It happens right here on Facebook. So the second bit of good news is Cheryl looked at me yesterday and she said, oh my God, your hair is big. I said, I know, I've been telling you I look like a country and western star from the 70s, like an imposter. It's getting bigger and bigger. You know, it just keeps growing too quickly. I'm happy about that. Oops, a little bit of creamer got on my fingertips. I'm not wasting it. Oh, that's good. So anyway, I'm excited because this morning I get to, you'll see a new look tomorrow because this big old hair is going to be bleached and, I mean, natural blondined and cut back into shape so it's not out of bounds anymore. But, you know, the other extraordinary thing is this is dirty hair. We can't say that your hair stays cleaner with our products. I don't know why they won't let us make claims like that. They make it sound like it's a medical claim that your hair, if your hair stays cleaner, we can't say that on our website. So why? I don't understand. There are a lot of things we can't say on our website. That's part of the reason we're having this show, is that we can say things and you can watch my inflection, or you can listen to my inflection. You can see my eyes doing, if it's not true, or if you need to understand something that we cannot say on our website, then you might be able to hear through the lines this way. And thank goodness, because you know, we got a comment, another young child who's suffering from her hair falling. There's this syndrome. It's called loose anagen syndrome and short anagen syndrome. It happens in little girls especially, where the follicle just releases the hair. And for no good reason, nobody really knows everything about it. And someone asks, are we effective with that? And the answer is absolutely. We can't claim it. We can't tell you it's going to make a difference. I don't understand why. I mean, it just is unfathomable to me that how many people we're helping, yet we can't claim that anywhere on our website. So when you see all those disclaimers on every page, that's because we have to. And so we're very thrilled that we have this platform in which we can kind of share a little bit more. I'm going to show you something before I leave about if you are concerned for your own follicles, for your own hair, whether you do hair color on yourself or you have somebody do your hair color or you do bleach like we do. I'm going to show you a product that we have that we invented for our own personal use that is amazing, and it's very fascinating in many, many ways. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. I really wanted to show you this morning, though. There's so many of you who are telling us, especially this time of year, as it gets cooler in your climate, that you're getting flakiness and you're getting scalp issues and this, that, and the other. A practice that is very, very important is brushing your scalp. Every day you brush your teeth, but how many of you brush your scalp? Remember that old story called, or the old wives' tale where the mother would tell her to brush her hair 100 strokes before she went to bed. I don't know if you, maybe you're not old enough to have read those stories or seen those in the films, in the movies, but the point of that was to get the oils distributed from the scalp out to the ends, because your own natural oils are amazingly healthy for your hair strands. So, but with today, everybody's doing their hair with flat irons, with their hands. going days without even shampooing, because those people with extensions, you can't get down in there. You wouldn't brush it anyway. It's not the point. Excuse me. So I wanted to talk about brushing your scalp. It's so very important. Why? Because the more circulation you have in your follicles at your follicle level, the more building blocks get delivered. The more blood circulation, the more of your building blocks that you've been taking them through your pie hole, as we've been talking about, get get distributed at that follicle. So the more blood circulation you have there, in a pinch, and anytime you can think about it, just get in there and work your scalp. It's really great because you're increasing the circulation. It's like aerobics for your scalp. And also what it does is it takes off that last layer of scalp. So you're exfoliating. So it's about brushing the scalp. Is just any old brush fine? No. I want you to find a brush that does not have, that has natural boar bristles. So this has a layer of nylon bristles and a short layer of boar bristles. In a pinch, I don't mind if you get without the raised bristles, without the nylon bristles, just get the one that has the little short bristles. You see those little short bristles? Because those are very, very soft, and it begins to exfoliate that last layer of scalp skin. And you can get in there, and some of you will notice at the beginning that you're going to get like powdery stuff all over your shirt, because there's a lot there. Remember yesterday we talked about you lose 80 to 100 hairs. You're gonna see a little bit more coming out this first few times because you're actually pulling those out, especially if you don't shampoo per day. You're removing those. You're not actually unanchoring them, or you may be, depending on your nutrition levels. So don't worry. It's each day just a little bit of adjustment, just to add another layer. So we talked about diet. We talked about nourishing from the scalp level. We talked about removing silicones and other things that could be slowing down your hair growth, or clogging the follicle, like caulk around a toilet bowl, sealing the follicle shut. We've talked about that in the past couple of days. So now the next phase is to get in there and brush the scalp. Now I'm not going to brush this crusty part up here because I have to look good for a few more minutes, and then I get my bleach today, so I'm so excited. I'm going to show you what I do, because I got to save time for Cheryl. She had an opening in her schedule, so I got to jump in. That's why the show's a little bit earlier today. You might catch us live today because I'm going to in turn do her bleach, and then we'll show you how we protect our scalp, and then also how that same product protects the ends. And from what? From what is, to your hairdressers who are watching and colorists who are watching, is that, what do you mean? I don't put color on the ends every time. There's something else happening that we want to make you aware of. So get that brush. We'll talk more about that. Put your questions in the feed. Where's my coffee? Someone's asking. Right here in my trusty little cup. Today, again, I'm using I've already had my Optimum Roast coffee. So I've already been at it since 5 this morning because I was so excited to get up this morning because of what I learned yesterday. And I know it's Saturday, but oh, come on. Saturday's a fun day. So I wanted to get started with some of the ideas that I learned yesterday. And so what I use in my regular coffee for my coffee breaks is my Prevail Keto Creamer, which makes it taste like a dessert. So it makes me very happy to have dessert this early in the morning. And we were talking about it yesterday, a couple of days ago. Sandra and I were talking about how I know it's burning fat because my neck starts to get a little schwitzy, sweaty, and that is always a telltale sign. I've known for years that when I'm in serious fat burn, that my neck just starts getting tacky and wet and sweaty and all that good stuff. So usually about the time the show's over, the next hour, I'm schwitzy here. So today it's a little cooler here in Houston, so I may not be schwitzing too much, but that's okay. So the other thing is everything you need to know you learn in the beauty shop. Well, one of the things that we have learned, and we were talking about yesterday, is I always want fast results, extreme results, and like everybody. And that's a good and a bad thing. It's nice to keep that vision, yet you have to make small adjustments each day, small adjustments each day. And what we got to, and where we've gotten, is we've gotten to a point with our participants in our 90-day program that we're creating what you would call like a new normal. So let's say, for example, you know you need to lose 25 pounds. And 25 pounds is easy peasy for some people. 25 pounds is like, oh my God, I'd never get there. I don't even want to start. I'll start at the new year because that's when everybody else starts. There's something magical about January 1st. Not December 1st, January 1st, and not November 3rd. Nothing magical about November 3rd. January 1st, though, is, right? More about that later, because in January, when I'm walking you through the New Year's resolutions, you're going to love me and hate me at the same time. You'll love me in the final turn. So what I'm talking about is, what if you had that 25 pounds to go? Rather than have it be like I always did was, gee, I didn't see results since yesterday. This is going to take too long. I don't think I want to do this. Hi, everybody. I see you popping in and scrolling up. I'm starting to learn how to do this thing. Back to the day-to-day thing. 25 pounds is so harrowing. How do I get to the 25 pounds? Well, make it a short-term goal just to get 2 pounds. Just 2, which is very easy. I mean, well, obviously, one of them, we've had people losing on an average 3 to 4 pounds in the first week just using this coffee. No matter where they were, if they were already exercising, not exercising, whatever they did, whatever they just added this on top of what they were already doing. So that's an easy thing to do. I drink coffee anyway. I might as well use a coffee that makes the difference. So that was one more layer. Then when you get to that level of success, let's say you lost that 2-pound goal, then it's all about just maintaining that 2 pounds off, which a lot of people get frustrated because it's only 2 pounds. Or, well, I've gotten that 2 pounds off. I'll go back to eating candy and popcorn and soda pop. Why would you stop if it's working? Now let's make that just normal for you. Let's help you see, let's show you how we make that normal and make it the new way of your lifestyle at that point. And just hold on those 2 pounds of loss. Does that make sense? Just maintain that level of success. What you'll find is that because it becomes normal, then you'll be able to put the next level. I remember when I had to, back in the 90s, I made it a point to eliminate sugar. I said, that's it. I read a book called Sugar Blues. It was amazing. I highly recommend it. I think the author's last name is Duffy. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody. Not Patrick Duffy, although he's very lovely in person and very, very kind, and he'd probably say don't eat too much sugar too, but he's very sweet. And but I believe it's Duffy who wrote that book, Sugar Blues. So I tried for the first week to just cut it out completely, and it was like a white powder talking back. Not that I've ever done white powders like that, but this white powder was serious to me. And cutting it off was like, oh, I had headaches, was crankier than usual, and it was just not good. So I decided rather than do that, I'd go back to what I had been doing, and each day I would just have 2 less bites of that sugary stuff. Just 2 bites, just 2 bites less, just 2 bites less. That's been a practice of mine for years now, is just rather than going full force and everything, which I still do from time to time, when I realize it doesn't work, then I just say, how can I adjust it so that I'm just taking 2 less bites, or 1 less serving of that item, or 1 extra day of low-carb eating before I have a cheat, or as Cheryl says, treat day. So very, very simple, very easy. So this was a great adjustment. The coffee was just, I'm drinking coffee anyway. I might as well make it supercharged, energized. So that's what we do. So anyway, I wanted to talk about that because we want you, my hope and my well, not even my hope. Well, I hope that I don't bore you to death with this show. and I hope that you get inspired from it, and I hope that it empowers you so that you can do that thing you want to do. I don't care if you want to be the world-class tiddlywink champion. Let's get you to that level, and just one step at a time. One step at a time. One easy step at a time so it becomes normal. So anyway, like I said, I started early this morning. I started the show early this morning too, earlier than usual. It's usually 9:45. And hi everybody. Oh, and those of you who are not letting me know that you're watching, it's okay. Just would you put an emoji in a comment? I won't out you or anything like that, as you know. It's just great to see everybody and so many new faces and new friends and old faces and friends from some of you from 30 years ago. Oh my goodness, hi. What was I saying? I got so excited. Oh, well, yeah, I'm excited about so many things. I'm getting my bleach. So I wanted to talk to those of you who are tinting your hair and or bleaching your hair and or doing any chemicals. I've been a natural blonde now for close to 17 years. I think it's actually 17 years. No, 16 years. And in the first few years, obviously we didn't have Belegenza. And anybody who's ever had a bleach, you know that it's serious, it's caustic, it burns. And so because of that, you know, to get our hair this light, Cheryl and I would have to leave the bleach on so long, and there's a point where for the last 30 minutes to an hour, we would just sit there and just kind of like fan ourselves and poke with a stick to help the itching. Unfortunately, by the end of that process, and this is gross, and you go, why would you do that? To get this light, you just have to. We would have blisters afterwards, and it would ooze and bleed for the next couple of days, and it was very, very uncomfortable. And yet, you know, it was that old saying, you know, if you want to be beautiful, beauty has some pain to it. So it's a customary acceptance in the beauty industry that if you have bleach, it hurts. And some people have said, oh, it wouldn't hurt me, you can go ahead and try it. And I'm like, oh God. So we did, and they've never done it again. Well, we decided if it's that caustic, it's got to be dangerous. And so how could we fix that? So we, as you know, always turn to food to look and see what can we do to make a difference. And we had this thought as we're baking cakes. We went, oh my goodness, look, you know, when you get the pan ready, anybody knows you have to put that oil on it first, and then you have to put some flour and shake it around so it has this layer of protection so it does not, so the cake ultimately does not stick to the pan. So we took that concept and went, wait a minute, how could we create that effect on the scalp? How could we do that simply and easily? And that's what we did. So we created a product that was one of our very first products that we designed for our own personal use, obviously. And then what we realized along the way is it created a barrier of protection from any hair color. So we started using it on our tinted clients who remarkably would always get stains around the scalp. Well, you know, that's where you got to get a lady, especially a lady's hair color, done absolutely right, right, ladies? And so we started to notice that the stain factor wasn't happening because that oil and flour, so to speak, was attaching itself to the scalp, putting a soft layer, a very, very tiny thin layer right there on the scalp and follicle. And the chemicals of the hair color were not able to attach to the skin, which is what was happening. That's why it stains, is those attached to the hair, and they also attach to the skin. So we were able to stop that. Then we realized maybe it's slowing down the absorption of any chemicals that might be in the hair color. Now that's where we get into that part where we can't talk about claims, we can't make any claims or tell you that hair color is dangerous, but we can't tell you that the fumes of ammonia have anything going on. We can't tell you all that stuff, so we're not telling you that. All we're saying is, if you're concerned, then you want to use this on your scalp, and you want to use it every single time you color your hair. So you can put it on at home, you can put it on before you do your own hair color. For those of you doing your own hair color, you can take a colorist and tell them you want them to apply it. Of course, you know, they're always going to say, "Ooh, it's going to stop gray coverage." No, it is awesome for gray coverage. So you'll get full perfect results. And, you know, I'm going to just quickly show you how easy it is, because I've got to get mine ready for Cheryl. So, again, I'm backwards in the camera, so I've just got to, I know. So let me do this side. You can see it. All I do is I just take it and I just press and drag it through, press and drag it through, press and drag it through, and I'm applying it. You can see it just like almost like beauty school perfection, right? And then I just mash that down onto the scalp, because once it hits the body heat, it emulsifies even better, and it just spreads itself almost. Now, if you're doing it yourself, be certain you cover every spot, because now that we do the bleach, we can leave it on for as long as necessary. Sometimes it's 3 hours for me. I have the bleach on and it's still active and it's still working, and I only feel it where I missed a spot, because I put mine on myself while Cheryl, because I got to save her as much time as possible. So I put mine on, as you see, and just line it through there all the way, and then I kind of do it like just by feel in the back, and of course, obviously throughout the whole head form. Head form. I sound like I'm in beauty school. I'm talking about a mannequin head throughout the scalp. So that's, you know, so then just press it right into the scalp. Of course, the same thing in through here. You'll just press it right into the scalp once you've applied it, and apply your color. You will be astonished, especially those of you ladies that get stains. Now, I have to do a disclaimer. Levels 2 and 3 are sometimes difficult for any brand, because apparently that derivative of hair color is very, very aggressive, and it attaches even past, it works its way past the oil and flour, and it'll attach sometimes. So 1, almost completely no staining, but 2 and 3 in most manufacturing colors, in box colors, that would be natural black and darkest brown. So those sometimes still attach those color molecules to your scalp. The other thing that we love about this is that we will also take and we will put either our Encore leave-in conditioner, or sometimes in a pinch, I'll just use this on the ends of the hair. Now, why would I do that? That seems ridiculous. Oh, look how huge those roots are. Oh my goodness. Good hair growth, right? Because as the color is processing, even those no ammonia colors, the two chemicals that come together create a release of gas that opens up the follicle and makes it, and swells the cuticle, opens it up. The ammonia fumes are actually damaging the ends of your hair. Oh yeah, so every time you're putting on color, you say, well, I'm not putting color through the hair. Yeah, but the invisible ammonia fumes are working their way to the ends of the hair and drying it out. So it's we're all about protecting the hair, because we're all about you having the longest hair you want, the strongest hair you can possibly have. The more damage, the more possible humidity gets in. So we're rectifying that. Now, for those of you who, those of you bleaching, you will also notice you'll need to use a little bit warmer water to rinse it all out at the final turn. Nevertheless, that's easy peasy Chinese, as they say. You don't have to, it's not a big deal, but to get it all completely off after your color is processed, we use Transfix, and we use a little warmer water than what is recommended for after, not after hair color, but especially after bleach. You're supposed to use cool water, and if you've had a bleach, you know why. But you can use tepid water, and it'll help to melt that out and get it off the scalp. So anyway, that's what I'm getting myself prepared. So tomorrow you'll see my brand new do, unless something else happens in the schedule today. But so far, I'm the lucky one who gets into Cheryl's schedule today, and I will return the favor on her hair as time allows. We've talked about a lot today. Thank you guys so much. It's always great to see you. Thanks for new friends. Thank you for old friends reconnecting. I love hearing from you. I love catching up with you. And thank you for all your posts. Remember, put a little emoji in the comment so that I know you were here and I won't out you necessarily. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much, everybody. There's a library, a catalog, so as time goes on, what you'll find is that if there's a certain subject that I talked about today, or a certain subject that I talked about that's interesting to you, you'll be able to find it easily. And well, you may not be able to find it easily right now, but just private message me and let me know, and I will get you the link to that particular show. Of course, I'd love that you poke around and look at all of them so that you learn as much as possible. So let us know how we can support you. Subscribe to YouTube. It seems like maybe there was a link that no, that was in a private message already that I sent you that link. So you'll find it in your messenger. All right, everybody, have a great day. I'll see you with my natural new blonde tomorrow. And maybe we might be live on Facebook this afternoon at Belegenza. So you never know what the day has to offer, especially on a Saturday, because you can learn so much in the beauty shop, just like the beauty school instructor said. Thank you, Mrs. Conley. All right, y'all. Love you so much, and thank you for joining me. I'll see you later.